The complete guide to performing the Terminus Easter egg solo without needing any Gobblegums. I wanted to give this some time to let the speedrunners make their innovations, and we've got some nice strats in here. Let's get started. To prepare for this Easter egg, level the GS45 all the way up to 31 for the Akimbo attachment, and set a zombies build for this weapon. I did this in just a couple of hours, doing laps in the parking lot of Liberty Falls. Don't bring it with you though, it's better to start out using a rifle or SMG with a suppressor on it. For field upgrade, I recommend Healing Aura or Aether Shroud. Focus on survivability when your back is turned. Lethal and tactical don't matter much, decoys could be helpful though. If you wanted a Gobblegum pack, this one here is my personal favorite when going for a quick Easter egg run. At the start of the game, power on the amp generator, defend it, and complete the first round. Buy the GS45s off the wall in the cell block, then run over to the room with Quick Revive in it. We're going to need a lot of points this run, so claim the Quick Revive loose change and farm rounds 2 all the way through 5 here in the interrogation rooms. Take your time to line up headshots, maximizing points for 115 a kill. As many of you pointed out in my last video, melees have been nerfed down to 105, so in order to beat that with weapon kills, you need a 60% headshot kill rate or better. Also in this new zombies era, ammo shouldn't be much of a problem. At the start of round 6, buy the door outside. Continue into the rec yard and buy into the living quarters with Jug, starting the second amp generator and claiming the loose change. Defend it to completion, then run through engineering and buy the door to C Tower. Claim the elemental pop loose change and go down the ramp towards the caves. I recommend buying the cave to the right, revealing PhD Flopper, then run through and buy into the bio lab. Start by running to this oversight room, destroy the paper boxes in the corner to reveal and activate a double points drop. Pick it up and immediately run to the third and final amp generator in the center. Activate and defend it, turning on island power and obtaining access to Pack-a-Punch. Hop into the water below and call the lift to raise it. Before you leave the bio lab, farm up to 5,000 essence points in order to pack-a-punch the GS45s into the Sally and Fourth, and farm up 500 salvage to add dead wire to the dualies. Once you're properly equipped, raise the incline for 500 points. As you rise, face back towards the lab with your dualies out. On the way up, you'll see a box through a window. Shoot it with your dead wire weapon to power it. The spark will transfer from box to box. Shoot it 3 times. Once at the top, head towards living quarters. First, stand on this box outside and line up a dually shot at the corner of the roof, completing the basketball Easter egg for 2,000 points. Go inside, shoot a 4th electrical box, then to the yard for the 5th and final, revealing the research office. Kill the zombie inside and take his fob, then pick up your points from the basketball. I'm not sure how to do the basketball Easter egg if you mess it up the first time, so apologies on that. At this point, we are now starting the quest to build the Beamsmasher. If you got it from the box, you can skip this section. Bringing the fob to C Tower, open the briefcase in the back. This will trigger a bunch of vermin to spawn, take them out real quick. Drop down to the caves, interacting with a laptop out by the dock, and buying PhD Flopper in the tunnel. This perk is a must-have with the dualies. Return to the upper level of the island, interacting with a laptop at communications by Stamina Up, and interacting with a laptop at storage by Quick Revive. With all 3 laptops found, interact with the box at the research office to turn it on, then again to input the code. What's in front of you is a series of algebra problems. Using the X, Y, and Z codes in front of you gathered via the laptops, you must solve all 3 problems to advance the multiphasic resonator. I'll take you through my problem here. First, the variables. Reading the table, x equals 0, y equals 21, and z equals 10. Problem 1 is 2x plus 11. If x is 0, 2x equals 0, plus 11 is 11. Problem 2 is 2z plus y minus 5. Z is 10, so 2z is 20, plus a y of 21 brings us to 41. 41 minus 5 is 36. Problem 3 is y plus z minus x, then the absolute value of that. If you don't know, for absolute value, just remove the negative if there is one. Y is 21 plus z is 10, yields 31, minus x of 0 results in 31. If Peck says you're too smart, congrats, you've solved the algebra. You should have enough points for Juggernog. This is the next pretty much required perk. Flip the round. I had to do it twice, so I'm not sure of the timing on this part. Once the resonator announces its readiness, grab it, then head to the sea tower. Before you go, upgrade your weapon rarity if you can. Next is the Orbs step. Take the boat from under the docks and head east to Castle Rock Island, where a blue orb will be waiting for you. Place the multiphasic resonator down to start the challenge. The orb will strike a zombie. You must eliminate that zombie, pick up the shard it drops, and deliver it back to the orb, interacting to do so. You will have to do this 2 times. On the second delivery, don't forget to pick up the multiphasic resonator before heading to the next location. Orb 2 is at Crab Island to the south. Start the green orb, deliver 2 shards, grab the resonator, then head out. Orb 3 is at Temple Island in the northwest corner. Start the purple orb, deliver 2 shards. I got an elemental pop drop during this. Grab the newly formed amp munition, then return to the sea tower dock and make your way back to the research office. Assemble the Beamsmasher at the bench inside, swapping out your starter weapon for the wonder weapon. If you just used Wonder Bar to simplify things, welcome back to the video. We'll now be working on 2 things at once, locating a hard drive and deciphering a keypad code. Run up to the interrogation room and look at the clock through the window. Code number 1 is whatever the hour hand is showing. It's located between 7 and 8, thus my first code number is 7. Run to spawn and check the tentacle trap there. We are looking for a trap with a broken vent. This one ain't it. The second code number is in the mess hall. Check the playing card on the wall. My second code number is also 7. The third code number is in engineering, denoted by the days since injury. My third code number is 8, making my keypad code 778. The second hard drive location is here in the living quarters. Vent is closed, no dice. Feel free to grab perks during this if you have the points. Quick Revive is next up for me. The last 2 hard drive locations are in the biolab at the 2 cave entrances. To get the hard drive, first make sure the door is bought, then activate the trap and shoot the tentacles with the Beamsmasher. Pick up the hard drive off the ground and bring it all the way up to Peck at the guard station. You may have to remain in the area until the hard drive is decoded and Nathan is found. Go back down to the biolab and interact with the containment cell to reveal Nathan. Input the keypad code determined earlier and submit it. Perform any additional prep you may like, as we have a mini boss fight coming up. If you're solo, interact with any valve to open the cell. With multiple players, I believe you'll all have to interact to open it. After a delay, out will come Nathan as an amalgam. Use the dualies to pump damage into him. The Beamsmasher isn't really great in this scenario. C4 and other explosives will help take chunks out of Nathan. Kite him and hoard him in a circle around the biolab, using the ammo crates around the lab to refill your dualies. It took me about a minute and a half to take down Nathan with this setup. After the cutscene, dive off below Nathan's body and pick up the keycard in the weeds at the bottom. I decided to take the time to farm up for speed cola available in the tunnels. Gain access to a boat, then drive that boat out to the big boat west of the island. Beneath the broken hull are some parasites and a ladder. Climb the ladder and interact with a node connector inside. This will start a lockdown phase in which you must defend yourself through a few waves of enemies. I recommend taking at least 1,000 points with you into the lockdown to buy ammo just in case. When the lockdown ends, a max ammo will spawn, and you can pick up a node connector to take with you. Hop onto your boat, it's time to check 3 locations. Location 1 is at the nearby Crab Island near the crafting table. If a connector is already present, you have nothing to do here. Location 2 is at the docks under the sea tower. Clear out the nearby horde, then interact with the pipe to place the connector. If you want to, try both interacting and dropping the connector at the same time. If done correctly, you will duplicate the node connector item, meaning you don't have to drive back to the big boat for the second one. Location 3 is in the caves with speed cola. If you get lost, just follow the pipe from the biolab door until you find it. After placing the connectors, Sam will appear. Buddy. Next is the Buoys step. Head to the guard station and wait for Sam's dialogue to finish. After a bit more, grab the hacking device from the drawer and thin the round to simplify things. Go back to the sea tower dock and hop on a boat. We need to find 3 buoys across the island with radar dishes on them, interacting to hack them. Start by going to the left and taking a NASCAR loop around the island. The first buoy is pretty close. As you approach, interact to let the boat drift into place, then as you collide with the buoy, hold interact to bring up the hacking device. Once complete, the nearby parasites will be killed. Continue counterclockwise around the map, and at the north end you'll find your second buoy, same process. Continue on past Temple Island, and just south of the big boat you'll find the third buoy. If your boat is about to go down, you may have to bail and spawn a new boat from the vehicle vendor. Completion starts a countdown as soon as the screen flashes, so head to the biolab as fast as possible. Dr. Modi has now armed a set of nukes in the lab. There are 3 detonators scattered around the biolab, 2 in the lower portion, and 1 directly above. If you get an early start, you may be able to defuse an entire bomb without being challenged. Again, the Beamsmasher isn't great here, so use the dualies and buy ammo as you can. Take your time, 5 minutes is a lot longer than you think. Defuse progress is saved if you stop interacting, so don't try to stretch defusal progression into something you can't sustain. This step is where Healing Aura and Aether Shroud come in clutch. Decoy grenades and also monkey bombs from the crafting table are useful tools to distract and manage the horde. I played it a little close here, but ultimately all 3 bombs were defused. At this point, access to the final boss is now available. Take the time to prep however you see fit. I elected to farm another 2 rounds to upgrade my dualies to epic and purchase Deadshot Daiquiri and Stamina Up, as well as an emergency monkey bomb. Interact with the cracked door on the bottom floor of the biolab to be taken to the boss fight. The Terminus boss is Patient 13, a zombified kraken whose primary attack is violent slapping. Pump damage into the boss while running around to dodge his incoming tentacles, as well as staying aware of the zombies piling up around you. Note that Patient 13's attacks will also take out the zombies that are chasing you, so you're kind of on the same team. While looking at this fight in post, it seems Deadshot Daiquiri and weapon rarity don't seem to have much of an impact on boss damage, so you can maybe get away with skipping those upgrades. However, they will help against normal zombies. Continue to alternate between boss damage and horde culling until the boss is at 2/3 health, completing this round. The boss will disappear, and you'll have to contend with the horde for a while. Buy fresh ammo early and often to avoid a switch to your secondary. In the second phase, you'll have to be much more accurate with your shots. Anything not down the 5-hole will result in heavily reduced damage. Partway through, the critical zone will move from the center to the arms. It appears in this phase you don't have to be as precise, as non-crit shots are showing the same damage numbers. At 1/3 health, Patient 13 will recede again, and this time an amalgam or 2 will be introduced in your horde wave. Patient 13 came back at the end of this wave, so I chose to use my monkey bomb now to help me out. The third phase seems most similar to the first, where critical zones don't seem to matter. Look out for amalgam drops, as mine dropped a flawless Aetherium crystal, giving me a free pack 3 for the dualies. However, as you can see, boss damage doesn't change. Continue pouring damage in, but as this attack starts to come out, look to break line of sight. This is pretty much identical to Valentina's burst attack from Mauer der Toten. Pop back out and keep it going, eventually wearing Patient 13 all the way down. This will start a brief in-game dialogue and eventually a proper cutscene for completing No Mo Modi. And that's Terminus. Sorry I'm late on the video. Gonna put a higher priority when Citadelle des Morts releases next month. I'm also looking to maybe run some open lobbies for those of you looking to get their Easter eggs done. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to see more Black Ops 6 Zombies content, subscribe down below. And as always, I've been Noodles. You've been awesome. I'll see you next time.